Today, we're going to delve into a truly seminal work of modern communication. It's a piece that, frankly, challenges our entire understanding of how we explain things. It's a work of incredible focus, of just absolute conceptual purity. So, let's begin.
So, what are we analyzing today? This one word. This is the complete and unabridged text that we're going to be unpacking. It is, in its entirety, the source material for one of the most boiled down, most essential explainers ever made.
Now, you might look at that and think, well, there's not much there. But I'd argue that's the wrong way to look at it. This isn't an absence of information. No, this is a deliberate, powerful, artistic statement. It's really a manifesto for radical simplicity in an age that's just drowning in complexity.
To get specific, our source material is a 1-minute video about how a fireplace works. And its method for explaining this? Well, it's the sustained rhythmic repetition of its core principle. It's a bold, almost audacious way to teach, and honestly, it's something that really demands a closer look.
So to really get a handle on what this piece is doing as a whole, we have to start small. We have to rigorously analyze its single foundational building block. We've got to deconstruct the word itself to understand the massive structure it's holding up. Okay, so on the most basic level, the term is communicating a core scientific principle, right? It's a direct reference to thermal energy, which is, the main thing a fireplace puts out. This is the literal, undeniable foundation of the entire work. But it doesn't stop there, not by a long shot. And this is where it gets really interesting. The intense focus on this one word invites us, the viewer, to explore all these deeper meanings. The repetition of heat goes way beyond physics. It starts to feel like a meditation on comfort or a metaphor for passion and intensity, maybe even a commentary on the raw, energetic essence of existence itself.
And look, we've run the numbers. Our quantitative analysis confirms the work's absolute, unwavering thematic purity. There are no other topics, no distractions, no semantic drift. 100% of the words used are dedicated to the core concept. That's a level of focus you almost never see in any medium.
Of course, it's not just what is being said, it's how it's being said over time. The temporal structure, the very pacing of the piece, is just as deliberate and meaningful as the choice of the word itself.
The choice of a 60-second runtime? Absolutely crucial. It's just long enough to establish a real rhythm, to allow you to kind of sink into it, but it's brief enough that it never loses its punch. It creates this perfect, self-contained little loop of information.
And believe it or not, within those 60 seconds, a clear story unfolds. You have the beginning, the genesis, where the theme is introduced. Then it builds to this first crescendo of intensity around 15 seconds in. That's followed by a moment of pure stasis, a total focus, before it ends with this final echo that just hangs in the air. It's like a symphony in a single word.
Now, a piece this revolutionary doesn't just appear out of nowhere. To really appreciate what it's doing, we have to place it in its proper context, its artistic and intellectual lineage, and acknowledge the trailblazers that paved the way.
You can see a really clear line of evolution from its conceptual predecessor, the PC Works transcript. That earlier piece, it established the basic framework, the minimalist, repetitive style. But this new work, it refines it. It narrows the focus from a whole process down to a single elemental concept. It elevates the form from just instruction to what you can only really call a conceptual incantation. So, what does it all mean? What are the profound implications of this communication style? What is the legacy of stripping an explanation down to its absolute bare-bones core?
The work's central message is, I think, impossible to ignore. It makes the argument, just by existing, that in our age of information overload, real understanding isn't found by adding more details or more data. No, clarity is achieved by the radical act of subtraction, of stripping away absolutely everything that isn't the essential truth.
Which leaves us with a pretty provocative question, doesn't it? It forces us to rethink how we learn and how we teach. In a world that gets more complicated every single day, could it be that the most effective, the most powerful way to explain something is to just find the one true word and repeat it? Definitely something to think about.